Hello. It's been it's been a pretty long time, but welcome to season is this? Season 6 race 7 of my F1 2019 career mode. Pretty sure this is season 6. Let's go with that. Season 6. Um so yeah, it's been a while since I've done a race here on F1 2021. Um And we are here for the Monaco Grand Prix, of course, or not at, but on the streets of Monaco. Now, I'm trying to just double check of when my last race was, and why I might have stopped. I think I stopped for a reason. I'm just trying to remember what the reason was for. So, last month would have been, I guess, sometime in April. I don't remember why I stopped. I took a break for whatever reason, and I'm back mainly just because I want to finish this off before F1 2021 comes out, which at this point, when I'm recording this, it's June 1st, so that's not too far away. So, I want to try to get this season finished. It's been like 14 races or so, I want to say. But yeah, I just want to get this finished out and close out this chapter. Standings-wise, check up on when we were last in it, really. Of course, Monster Energy Racing evolved from Jaguar Racing F1 team, myself and Lewis Hamilton. In the Mercedes-powered cars, and we are 5th and 6th in the standings, with, Mercedes and Valtteri Bottas being the standout thus far in terms of the points, but as you can see, he's got the Ferraris have been very punchy as well, with Leclerc and Verstappen. And then Ricciardo, our former teammate, is second, 4th for Mercedes. Sainz had the chance to get shaken up a little bit because both Bottas and, well, Bottas is qualifying ahead of us, but I'm pretty sure we can get the jump on him going into turn 1 and take the lead from him. So ostensibly, once this race gets underway, we'll be ahead of both Bottas and Leclerc. So it could be a good day for Verstappen and Ricciardo and Hamilton to gain some points. Of course, knowing how things usually go for me around Monaco, where I'm pretty slow. Though I did somehow manage to win the last season's Monaco Grand Prix, which is the first time I've won at Monaco in an F1 game since I think F1 2017. Yeah, so that's interesting. I actually tried a different approach for qualifying. I decided to go with the low downforce setup, and it seemed, excuse me, it definitely seemed to help, at least from what I saw. But yeah, here we go. There's your results for qualifying, and it should be a very interesting race. Of course, we just had Monaco a week ago as I record this in real life, which is pretty boring race in the sense that nothing really happened on track in terms of action, but a very interesting race in that the
So that was an exciting race from our
of course the
perspective.
interview would interrupt
Let's
my
have
train of
yours.
thought.
Who would you say is your biggest rival at the moment?
Let's go with Bottas.
Do you think this team are performing as well as they could do? Appreciate your time.
As I was saying, the Monaco Grand Prix this year wasn't that interesting, but the outcomes themselves were more interesting because Verstappen took the lead in the championship, both Red Bull and he did, for drivers and constructors. And then Hamilton struggled. Really, I think if I recall correctly, he picked it up in practice. But in qualifying in the race, he just wasn't there at all. And then Bottas had his problem. So it was a good weekend for Red Bull in that regard. So yeah, like I said, race not that interesting. The results and ramifications very interesting. Alright, weather is clear, which is good. Don't want any rain for Monaco. And, yeah, I think we're pretty much all set for the Monaco Grand Prix. But before that, I'll just check the wins here, because I'm trying to remember. So, Hamilton won the first race in Australia, then I won in Bahrain, and then Bottas racked off 2 in a row at Vietnam and China. Then Verstappen won in the Netherlands again, and then Ricciardo won in Spain. So, it's going to be a very interesting fight for the championship, with 6 cars really within a shot of it at this point. But let's get to it. Monaco Grand Prix.
Nelson Piquet once said that driving the Circuit de Monaco was like riding a bicycle around your living room. And it's not hard to see what he means by that. There's no more prestigious a Grand Prix victory than Monaco, but also none so challenging. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1-mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Let's begin by discussing Daniel Ricciardo. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Bottas, the owner driver, and Albon, Leclerc, Matsushita, Kvyat, and Lando Norris. Sainz, Gasly, Esteban Ocon, and Giotto, Stroll, Aitken, George Russell, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Magnussen, De Vries, Latifi, and Tatiana Calderon. It's almost time for the lights to go out.
Alright, strategies should be pretty simple for this one. One stop. I'm curious to see how the super downforce setup works in race settings. So I'll be intrigued to see that.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Alright, let's get to it.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can. The drivers we're fighting here are Bottas and Albon. No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Again, my main goal here is to finish ahead of Bottas. So, if I finish 4th, I'll be happy just as long as it's ahead of Valtteri.
Threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good.
Alright. Mercedes, Monster Energy, Ferrari, Mercedes, Monster Energy, Red Bull.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Mix up here at the front of the... Oh, not different mix, but mixed up. For sure. Let's get ready for the lights out. Can Ricciardo win from pole for his second victory in a row? Can Hamilton do anything? Can Verstappen do anything? Can we do anything? We're going to find out here momentarily. Red 5 red lights. For the Monaco Grand Prix, it's lights out and away we go. Oh, great start. We're going to be Bottas, going to be Verstappen as well. So not only do we beat Bottas, but we beat Verstappen, and we are up into P3 behind our teammate Lewis Hamilton and the pole sitter Daniel Ricciardo.
First lap. Keep it up.
Through the tunnel. Heading down to the Newell chicane. Best run, but it gets the job done. Books.
Pushing. The car behind can't keep up with the pace. We think they're struggling with fuel.
Weird thing to say on lap 2 there, Jeff, but we'll take your word for it.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
mid-session save. The one thing I remember playing this game is that, or at least playing Monaco through my career mode on this game, there hasn't been that many natural safety cars that I recall. If my memory is serving me correctly here. Have there been safety cars that I might have caused? I believe so, but...
We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
This is where Monaco comes in handy because very hard place to pass. So for now, I can hold on to my P3 position. Despite the fact that Max Verstappen is in DRS range.
To car in front is 5.6 seconds.
Just a little bit there. Unintentionally.
Okay, gap ahead is 8.9 seconds. probably think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now. We need to push now. Use your overtake button for more power. Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Pit window opens at lap 12. We'll see if that's when we actually decide to come in or if that changes. Tire wear getting pretty up there at this stage.
gap to the car in front is 18.6 seconds.
Looks like that complex is not very good.
Box, we're coming in this lap.
Brush the wall just as bad. I'll do another mid-session save here, and then I'll just keep an eye on the tires and see what happens. When do people start to make... Oh, there goes Bottas. Do I pit now? No, I have the gap to Bottas through Verstappen. So...
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Should be able to get out in front of Bottas on the stop. Especially with other people coming in, holding him up in theory.
Go, go, go.
Slow stop, but it gets the job done.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Getting ahead of Bottas. And this set of tires should be good to carry us to the end of the race.
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy.
Actually, I forgot to check the tire strategy at the start to see who was starting on mediums and who can go long. I mean, they'll have to stop, so it doesn't really matter that much. But we do have a number of cars who are looks like are going to definitely run long. Carlos Sainz, Esteban Ocon, George Russell, Nick DeVries, Giovinazzi, and Magnussen are all going to run long on their stints here. That's the fresh rubber while we got it. That's nice here. I ran into him a little bit more than I liked. See, do other people in front of us come in? Yes. So we're going to be fighting with Verstappen. We're going to held a little bit for the AlphaTauri. Fiat. You got Stroll pitting. And you got somebody else pitting. You got Albon pitting. Go back to where we are. Get around the outside. Yes, you get by Kevin Magnussen for that position. We're going to beat Verstappen out of the pits. And Bottas actually jumps him, so it's a spot for Bottas there. I feel like I can get the pass done on Giovinazzi there. No DRS, of course, but give the old college try. Not quite. Too much to contact there again. Get by him there.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
To bring something up here real quick. I got him in a Rascas. Yeah, it just shows my internet is running a little slow. Into La Rascas. Got that pass done.
We're trailing our teammate by 24.6 seconds.
See what we can do with debris here. I think we can get him into the Lowe's hairpin. Yes, we get him. So now Bottas is stuck behind two slower cars on older tires. That could be a big help to us. Not sure how much longer those guys are going to go.
increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
Well, this is a strategy that I'm thinking about. This could really help out Ocon and Sainz. We're a little further up the road. They're 14 or so seconds in front of me. Now, if they hit, I'm pretty sure I'll beat them out. But with Bottas and them getting held up, by De Vries and Giovinazzi, this could create a bit of a pocket for those guys so they can pit stop and gain some track position. We'll see what happens here. Nothing changes at the front of the field. And Ricardo still leads Lewis Hamilton. They are well ahead of everyone else. Yeah, the timing of us getting by those guys on the medium tires they have at the start, De Vries and Giovinazzi, that's really helping myself build a gap to Bottas, since he's now over 7 seconds behind. It's really all going to depend on when guys on the mediums decide to pit, and they haven't yet. They can still go a long ways in this race.
Okay, battery's looking good. You can use overtake to get past. The gap to the car ahead is 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, so far I think this is a strategy that's really going to work out for Ocon and Sainz. I think those two are going to get a huge jump ahead of some of these other guys. Well, I'm closing on them slowly, and of course, obviously, I'm also closing in on George Russell in the Haas. I've closed the gap on Ocon a little bit now, 13.6, 13.7, 13.5. My gap to Bottas is still building because he's still stuck behind Vries and Giovinazzi. So, yeah, I think Ocon and Sainz are going to be the real beneficiaries, though it looks like Bottas just made a pass on Giovinazzi. Excuse me. Let's take a look at that. Get on the outside through the tunnel. And he gets the job done. So those older medium tires finally paying the price for Giovinazzi. Now I guess I'll have to see if Bottas can find a way around Nick De Vries. And for Sainz and Giovinazzi, Sainz and Ocon, their window to execute the strategy is starting to teeter on the edge a little bit, so if they want to make it happen, I would recommend hitting this lap, because you don't know, and Bottas, I have a sneaking suspicion that he's going to get by Nick De Vries this time by and get that position and, be free to chase me back down, so do they pit? No, they stay out for yet another lap. I have a little sketchy moment there through the swimming pool section. Focusing too much on the course map, seeing where Bottas is. Yeah, so Ocon is 14 seconds ahead of me. And De Vries pits now. So if De Vries just pit, I have to think that Sainz and Ocon have to be pitting this time. This makes too much sense. Ocon and Sainz stay out yet another lap. I'm presuming George Russell will pit this lap because if if his teammate Nick De Vries hits the pits, I'm sure he'll be hitting the pits very shortly. And there he goes. Yep, so just waiting. See where Sainz and Ocon shake out in this whole deal. Meanwhile, Ricardo, our leader, is coming into heavy lap traffic, so won't really matter too much because Hamilton will have to encounter that same lap traffic. Oh, here we go. Sainz and Ocon are in the pits now, so we'll see where we come out in relation to those two. As I hit the wall. Lovely. Come out of the pits. And it does look like they are going to beat Valtteri Bottas. So that pit stop, that strategy, proved to be a big boon.
The car behind you is just fitted
For
the
Sainz and
hard
Ocon.
tyres. Car behind, running hards.
Who've now vaulted themselves into 4th and 5th place. Uh-oh, somebody's going slow. So one of the AlphaTauris. Not sure which one. Okay, we can go slowly. Track is standing
Some
Kvyat.
information on Kvyat. They've got
And
a serious
there
car
is
issue.
the safety
It looks like
car.
they're retiring. Safety car deployed. The safety car has been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
I thought about pitting, but I decided against it because I'm too close to the cars behind me. It'll cost me too much track position. And even if I did decide to pit, it'd be way too long to get back to
The
the front
safety
of the
car is
field.
waiting for the leader. You may overtake it. Overtake the safety car.
Don't see the need to pit at this point. There's Danny Kvyat up on the side of the road, out of the race. Now, I guess the question for me is going to be, are these lap cars going to be in the restart. From what I remember from the game's past, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. And Science and Esteban Ocon started 11th and 13th, so obviously a big gain for those two. Could we be able to mount a challenge on Lewis Hamilton again? I
Drop your speed. Our delta is too
don't
low
really know.
and you risk a penalty. Slow your pace
greatly
immediately.
depend on what the deal is with the lap cars, if we're allowed to overtake them, or if they stay where they are for the restart. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. Was that maybe fixed in a patch? Again, I don't know. I'm not sure. Can't say. If they do start in that lead pack with us, it'll certainly make things interesting. Because normally when those kind of restarts have happened in this game, the lap cars will pull to the side or they'll tend to pull to the side pretty quickly, which normally wouldn't be too much of an issue, but in a place like Monaco, it could create a lot of chaos. Or it could lead to a lot of chaos, I should say. So my question is, will we even catch the pack by the time the race restarts? We're almost half lap behind at this rate. Might catch them before the green flag. I don't know about the rest of the field. Can't say the same. By the way, Ricardo currently holds the fastest lap of the race. So there's that. Like the lap cars are going to restart with the rest of us.
Right, pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead.
So they're actually going to allow the whole field to catch up, so I guess we're going to be just waiting on George Russell here to catch up to the rest of the pack. Which means we will be going back to racing next time this time by.
As things stand, we'll be 6th in the championship.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how this whole race result impacts the championship standings. Because again, coming into this race, if I'm recalling the standings correctly, Bottas had the lead, by 5 over Leclerc, then 10 over Verstappen. Then Ricciardo was 4th, Hamilton was 5th. Either Hamilton was 5th and I was 6th, or I was 5th and Hamilton was 6th. Either way, that's what the order is. Now Ricciardo, myself, and Hamilton are going to finish ahead.
Let's get ready to go racing
of
again.
Bottas
The
and
safety
Ferraris.
car is in this lap.
So
when the field accelerates,
should be a
there is no overtaking
somewhat
until the green
significant point
flags.
swing there
Safety car
as
in this lap.
we get ready to go back to racing. Live cars will be a factor. It's all going to depend on when Ricciardo decides to go. Moving very slowly around the Rasgas corner. Alright, here's the crucial part. Lappers, how quickly are they going to get out of the way? I think Latifi's going to get out of the way nicely for me.
3.6 seconds.
Blue flags will be plenty, that's for sure. By Magnussen, shoving him out of the way. We've got a couple more lappers to get through here. Are in a blue flag situation because of how the restart worked out.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more.
We have Giovinazzi and Calderon directly in front of us. Don't know if they've been told about the blue flags or when they're going to observe the blue flags. And there's Giovinazzi letting me by. One more spot for me. Not spot in the race, it's not on track. So Calderon will pull over to the side and let me by. Oh, as I hit the wall, going a little wide. Portier, because of course I did. And thank you, former teammate. As I speed on by, and I hit the wall again. I'm not paying attention to what's in front of me.
Okay, clear.
There was a yellow flag for a moment in the tunnel. Let's take a look at that. I think there might have been some contact. No, I think... Who is this, Leclerc? No, that was Verstappen. I think he just got slowed up by the Alfa Romeo there.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Only lap car we have left to dispatch is Nick de Vries in the Haas. outside here. You get DRS. Sainz can buy him. Ocon does not. Oh, did Bottas get by Ocon there? Let's see what happened. Yeah, so Ocon got trapped behind the Haas car. That was a little rough. Hit the wall. Less than 10 laps to go in the Monaco Grand Prix. And fortunately, Nick DeVries, the last lapper, we had
ahead
to
is 13.0 seconds.
dispatch of. So we should be in good shape to go to the rest of the way. In terms of the point standings, if Bottas stays where he is in 6th, he is going to come out of this with 8 points total. I will come out with 15. Hamilton will get 18. Ricardo will get 26 points, so I presume, I don't know what Ricardo's gap was to both, what his gap, you know, between Bottas in the lead and Ricardo and where 4th. I forget what the points gap was
dropping back by about
offhand,
0.3 a lap.
but if he doesn't gain a ton of Bottas, he will certainly jump him and take the lead. So if he gets 26 and Bottas gets 8, that would be a 18-point swing in favor of Ricardo. And again, I don't recall offhand how far behind Ricardo was. The bottom line is that he, along with Hamilton and myself, will definitely be gaining on Bottas. Even if, you know, again, keep where we are, I was like 30, 33 points-ish behind Bottas. And if the result stays as is, I will gain 8 points? 7 points. 7 points on Bottas. Science. Anything to say about it? Didn't get the good eggs out the final corners. That's probably why that... Actually, the penultimate corners. That's why that happened. Too busy blabbering. Carlos Sainz is trying to make moves on me.
Gap to the car in front is 18.5 seconds.
Yeah, my main worry with Monaco has always been, at least since the last couple of years, you know, concerned about me getting lapped running in like the top 5 or something. But that safety car helped out a lot, so that's not really a concern in this race. At least anymore. Save there just to take the chance to take out my headphones and put them back in. Getting a lot of static breakup on my end. Here's that corner.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
6 laps to go.
Tyre condition is still looking good. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Very relieved when I finish this race.
The gap to the car ahead is 24.7 seconds.
This will be the last race for me at Monaco on F1 2020. that's not good.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Gap to car in front is 29.0 seconds.
Well, that's not good. Almost there, Sean. Only a lap and a half. Left in this Monaco Grand Prix.
This is your final lap of the race.
Actually, I got hit by science there. No? That's strange. I felt something hit me going through this set of corners here. Maybe it was something in the car that caught me off guard. Daniel Ricciardo will come across the line to win the Monaco Grand Prix once again. His second victory in a row after his season got off to a bit of a rocky start, let's just say. Lewis Hamilton, our teammate, will take second. And we are going to make it a double podium finish for Monster Energy Racing. As I will come home in a very solid P3. I will gladly take that.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Esteban Ocon gets driver of the day.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Daniel Ricciardo is the new leader of the Drivers' Championship after today's result. Some amazing talents out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Esteban Ocon. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
And that's it for the Monaco Grand Prix. Of course, again, the podium, Daniel Ricciardo, Lewis Hamilton, and myself, followed by Carlos Sainz, Esteban Ocon, Bottas, Verstappen, Albon, Leclerc, and Matsushita wrap up the points. Only notable thing down here is that Antonio Giovinazzi received a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Magnussen that he did not serve. Let's take a look at the standings. Constructors first, which we see a bit of a swap at the top as Mercedes jumps Ferrari, and it's pretty close between Mercedes and Ferrari and Monster Energy Racing. Only 53 points, which for the constructors, that's not a ton. And then the drivers, well, there you have it. Daniel Ricciardo leads the Drivers' Championship by 5 points over Valtteri Bottas. Funny how that worked. Bottas came in 5 points ahead of Verstappen, or I think ahead of Leclerc actually, and now he's 5 points behind his teammate. We made minimal progress. I think we must have been. We got 8. We must have been 37 points back because we got 15. Bottas got 8, so it's a 7-point swing. So it's 31 behind, so it's 38. I think that makes sense. But yeah, there you go. We're still on the outside looking in, but we do have some tracks coming up that are favorable to us, or at least to me anyway. So we'll see if we can gain any on the guys in front of us. And actually, to go back to the standings, you know, it's pretty clear at this point that's going to be a 6-horse race for the championship, at least at this third of the way point through the season between the Mercedes cars, the Ferrari cars, and the Monster Energy Racing cars. Because the midfield elsewhere is just so jumbled that they're all gonna fight amongst themselves for points, and that will just allow this top six to just accumulate the points. So there you go. So again, Daniel Ricciardo, he got beat out in his home Grand Prix to start the season, and then he followed it up with a DNF, I think either in Bahrain or Vietnam. But after that, he's sort of just been cooking along. He's got 2 straight wins, Spain and Monaco. So Ricciardo showing that championship form again.
That was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. Another podium. You must be getting used to it up there. A podium finish for your teammate. Will you be celebrating with them tonight?
Give the Arrow some
You
credit.
lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day?
Compliment to Lewis.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it? Appreciate your time.
So yeah, I believe the next Grand Prix is Baku, which will be a big one for us. As we lead early in the rivalry with Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, that's the one thing with the career mode in this game, is that once you fully develop the car, there's really not much to do in terms of the points. You just sort of accumulate points and money, with nothing really to spend it on. So
Morning, boss. This week's income from the sponsors has cleared, and we're making good profit against our running costs.
fills everything up quite nicely.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through from the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
And I believe that was another one of those automatic updates coming from Mercedes. So we are in good shape, and that is it for the Monaco Grand Prix. I'll see you next time when we are on the streets of Baku.